What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode. Now, a couple of things. The first one, I haven't forgot about Donny's. I keep seeing a comment from certain people in the comment section asking me to sign him. Of course, he did just join a French League club in the window just gone, so of course we can't sign him yet, but he is still in my transfer hub, I guess you could call it. So that is showing you that he's still within my plans, and maybe we'll bring him in ahead of next season for the Premier League if we get there with Crew Alexandra. The second thing is that this is actually post-com. The reason being, I recorded this when I came back from work, and obviously, if you know, I work in a restaurant, so I normally get back at around about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and so there's people sleeping in my house. I can't record these live and have me raging away to myself at kind of 11:30, midnight. You know, it's not a good thing to do. So this particular episode I recorded late at night, and so that is the reason why it is going to be post-com today. But the games in today's episode, let me say this, they are cracking games for you guys to watch. We've gone back to our old ways, the 4-4-2. I switched it back going into this first game against Birmingham City here. And let me say, I am having the time of my life back with this 4-4-2. Let's just say that for sure. I don't actually know what's happened, but I don't think the formation suited our playstyle, my playstyle personally, and I don't think it was really that great. So I've gone back to a 4-4-2. We've still got Cole and Brereton up top, and Acosta drops back into the centre midfield. And luckily for us, it was that man who actually got us off to the best possible start. Acosta on the end of a Ben Brereton cross, and he gave us the lead inside 26 minutes of this first game here against Birmingham. Now, what I will say is, of course, when we were trying out the other formation in the last episode, every time I play bad, if I'm of course recording live or whatever, everything that goes wrong is always going to be affecting me because it's just frustrating. Whereas if I'm kind of getting in the swing of things and I'm in a good flow of playing FIFA, I tend to do pretty well. And to get the opening goal in this game was important for us, I think, because we know how last episode went. It wasn't fantastic. We had a few iffy games. I wasn't playing the greatest FIFA in the world, but at the end of the day, I managed to bounce back by scoring the opening goal against Birmingham here. And I have to say, the one-touch play in this episode is phenomenal. Look at this for a move as we send through Devante Cole to make the score 2-0 to the boys away from home. And we are tearing apart this Birmingham City side in the first half of this game. They never really got into our half, and we were playing some good stuff as well. What I did was, off camera, while I was just chilling out a little bit, I went onto Ultimate Team, and if you don't know, there is obviously squad battles on Ultimate Team, which is where you're playing against the AI. And I was just playing it for a bit of fun, seeing what kind of packs I could get. And I was actually playing it on Legendary difficulty, and I just kind of got into the swing of just getting some moves going. And attacking moves-wise, I feel like I'm pretty decent at that by this point. So the only thing that's really hurting us in this series is the fact that I can't defend, and that's something we're definitely going to have to improve on ahead of the Premier League. We do not want to go into the Premier League with a poor defensive record. So, as we made it 3-0 here inside the 52nd minute, a mistake by Birmingham allowing Devante Cole through. He squared it across to Ben Brereton, who scores yet another goal for this Crew City side. Oh, Crew Alexandra, what am I doing calling him Crew City? I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, 3-0 up in the game. It was pretty much game, set, a match at this point. Brereton on the score sheet, Cole on the score sheet, Acosta on the score sheet. It was a good day at the office for us here. I have to say, though, Birmingham never really kind of showcased why maybe they should be a mid-table / I guess, playoff hopeful this season, because I felt this was going to be quite a tough game going into it, but it turns out they just kind of didn't really threaten at all until the last few minutes of the game. 79 minutes in, it was Adams with the strike, but he gets down to his left-hand side. It was probably going to go wide, but he had to make sure anyways. Decent stop from our goalkeeper, and as you can see, just before the game ended off, we were in the 90th minute. We tried a short free kick, find Dickinson. Dickinson into Brereton, who turns his man brilliantly. You just can't commit yourself to Brereton when he's like that, and it's just a class finish from the striker. You know, the driven shot's broken. I've said it so many times, but it's stupidly broken. I mean, look at this. Keeper can't get anywhere near this, and the reason for that is because Brereton's driven shot is just so broken. Arguably, maybe the defender should have blocked that. You can see it goes like kind of just inches past his foot. On another day, he would have blocked that, it had taken a deflection, it had gone out for a corner. But today wasn't Birmingham's day, to be honest, and they were 4-0 down in the game. And that is the best way for us to bounce back if you consider the fact that we didn't have a great episode last time out. But now our number 10 has scored his number 10 for the season. Very happy with that indeed. 2 on the day, 4-0 win, 3 points in the bag. Couldn't really ask for a better start to today's episode, could we? And the best part is that is only game 1 of today's episode. There's still some amazing games to come ahead of the end of this episode. But again, good result there. It does allow us to kind of move forward as well. As you can see by the match facts, defended pretty well. We didn't allow them to have too much chances. The only chance which they got, which you saw, was that Hill save late on. And it actually wasn't on target. So again, we could have let that go out for a goal kick. But he made sure at least. We didn't really get that much more possession. We were just better with the ball. And then we went into the sim game of today's episode, or one of the sim games. It was against Fulham. I felt like I wanted to see again how our side was going to perform if we were to sim. We end up giving away the first goal. They score first in the 35th minute. We equalised through Phillips, but they scored again until Phillips gets another equaliser for himself. And we end up coming away with a 2-2 draw from that game there against Fulham. So at the time, I was kind of thinking, you know what, it's not terrible. We're still getting results, even if it is a draw. It's not a defeat at the end of the day, and I'll take it every day of the week. Now, the next 2 games to come, this one against Bristol City is going to be probably one of the sides that will match us, like, in terms of, I guess, quality for this playoff run, if we are to try and get up through the playoffs. You never know. It could go well, and we could get an automatic promotion. But in terms of the sides that we're looking at, Bristol City are one of the teams that I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll struggle with if we are to face them later on down the line in the playoffs. So this could be a good indication to see how good we can be against a side like Bristol City. So again, away from home, they're 6th, we're 4th. There's 1 point separating it. It is so close near the top. There is literally no point classing yourself out of a playoff race until you're looking maybe at the bottom 14 or 14th and below. Because from 13th to 6th, there's literally a point or maybe 2 between the sides. It's just so close. So you can't even like count anybody out at this stage. And as we get in further into this game, I mean, I don't know how this season's going to go. We've had quite a few games already. We're not halfway through yet, but we are approaching it. And I feel like we've had a decent start, but not maybe as good as what I would have thought. But then again, there's no real side in the division that's had like the greatest start in the world and are running away with it. So it really is close between every single team at the top. However, very much like the game against Birmingham, Acosta got us the opening goal of this one. 4 minutes in, straight from kickoff. Bristol City did not touch the ball, and Crew Alexander had already put the ball in the back of the net before they even had their first touch of this ball. Fantastic play again. I spoke about it. I've kind of practiced a little bit in terms of fast-flowing moves, and that was the aim I was going for, to try and make sure that I was keeping the ball moving, not really dilly-dallying with it, and just making sure that every time I received it, there was an outlet pass on and we could use it. And there were times when I was playing some good ones-touch stuff, especially with this Crew side. And Crew Alexandra, man, when you get them in this kind of form, the front attacking force that they've got, Brereton, Cole, the pace, Acosta, you know, they've got some quality players going forward. You can't let them get in this mood. It's a bit like Liverpool. Great going forward, defensively, not so good. And Bristol City, they had their chances. 17 minutes in when they were 1-0 down. A good save again from Hill. That one, though, was pretty much straight at him. But then after that, it was Bristol City with a better play for the first half an hour after we went 1-0 up. Again, them on the ball. Taylor finding his strike partner, I think it was in the form of Reed. He gets in behind again. This time, though, he couldn't quite find that top corner, and he ended up hitting it out wide of the goal. Hill not needed for that one. As the second half got underway, I think Crew needed that second goal to kill the game off, and Dickinson found his man on the left here in the form of Akib. Akib with a fantastic cross towards the middle of the box, and there is Devante Cole to tap home for Crew's second of the afternoon. As I said, it wasn't without the chances for Bristol City. This game was much more close than the first one against Birmingham. They had their moments in Bristol City, but you felt they had to get it in the first half because a second goal for Crew would really silence anything they could throw at them. And again, as I said, you know, they needed that second goal to calm their nerves. And when Ben Brereton gets in there, you're expecting the top scorer of the championship to just smash that one home. And somehow he gets it all wrong and cannot find the back of the net. So it should have been 3. In the end, it's only 2. And as I said, Bristol City gave us a good fight there, but not quite enough on the day. Their shooting boots are missing. Crew played some good stuff. Not great defensively, though, giving away the chances they did. I mean, you can see they were the better side, Crew, but they still did give away chances to Bristol City. Again, that comes down to defending. We've got to be better in that kind of aspect. But for now, it's decent, and I'll happily take that 2-0 victory. It's another clean sheet, and that's what we're trying to get ahead of ourselves with. And if I can get clean sheets, I'll be happy with it. So at the moment, we're a point back away from the automatic promotion spots in 3rd place. Not too bad. Going into this game against Preston, I felt confident that the side was going to do a good job. But, you know, sim games, they can always go against you. And when it got to the 30th minute and nothing had happened, I was a bit like, well, this might be a 0-0 draw. Then it got to the half-time whistle and nothing had happened. Again, I was looking at this thinking, this is going to be a 0-0 draw. But then as we were getting close to the end, my main focus was please, please, please do not concede a 90th minute goal. Luckily, we didn't. We only came away with a point. But given the fact that we could have quite easily conceded a 90th minute goal, I'll happily take that point against Preston. As I said, it's so close within the top, like 12. that there's just literally no point in even worrying about if you drop any points. So even though it's a 0-0 draw against Preston, it's another clean sheet for us. Defensively, my aim was to improve in that aspect, and so far, so good for the episode. I don't think we've conceded a goal yet, but it's what I'm trying to improve on, and that is the best thing the best way to put it. So I'm happy with the clean sheets, of course. It is kind of disappointing getting those points, but I'll still take it over a defeat. Now, the next game came against Brentford away in the league, and once again, the form we are in going forward, if Brentford can't match us and they can't stop this attacking threat early on, they might not have a good day at the office. Their most important thing, the way they've got to go about this game, as they were sat 7th going into it, is try and stop Crewe from getting a fast start. That's what we've had in the first 2 games with Acosta giving us the lead in the first half. They have to stop us playing in the first 30 minutes. Otherwise, this game is going to go to pot for them. So their only job should be focused on keeping us quiet, because as you know, we do kind of struggle when we're not in the front foot kind of after the first half. But the problem is, the way we're playing right now, it is so difficult to actually keep us quiet. And we had the first chance 11 minutes in, Kinsella with the opening chance, a good save from the goalkeeper. But Reiss Nelson put the ball in towards the middle, and the smallest player on the pitch, in the form of Luciano Acosta, for the 3rd game, has given us the opening goal of it. I don't know how he did this. He scored the opener against Birmingham, the opener in the last game, and he's just scored the opener now. So pretty much Acosta is having a fantastic episode so far. Once again for us, it is the dream start to this game. Brentford, they had one job, which was to stop us playing, and they couldn't do it. And again, they gave the ball away in a dangerous area. We send through Ben Brereton. Angles against him, but it's the driven shot, and he gives us the second in the 20th minute of this one. Brentford began to fall to pieces. I don't think they expected how fast Crewe were going to start this game off. I don't think they expected the attacking quality that Crewe had. We are one of the top scorers in the division in terms of goals actually scored, of course, but we're not too great in terms of goals conceded. So you'd expect this to be a good defensive setup from Brentford, but I don't think they gave us the respect that maybe we did deserve. They didn't set up defensively from the outset. And when they got through here and Hill made a good save, I think they needed that chance to go in to really have any chance of bringing something back from this one. Because it stood, we were steamrolling this game away. And we catch them on the counter straight from their chance. Gomez to Brereton. Brereton sees his runner on the right-hand side. Great pass out wide to Nelson. Nelson brings it under control, gets it towards the middle, goes to the byline, feeds Kinsella, and he makes it 3 inside 28 minutes. I said it was going to have to be a good first 30 for Brentford. Well, it's not. They're 3-0 down after 30 minutes on the clock. And at this point, it only looks like it's going to get worse for them. I felt kind of bad because, again, we were playing really good stuff. And it's so difficult when you come up against a team who's in this kind of mood to defend against it. I mean, you've seen Liverpool in the Premier League this kind of, year. And even Manchester City, for that matter. Your City is so good going forward. When they're in the mood, it is so difficult for the defensive team. And when Kinsella got sent through in the 42nd minute, it was 4. And Brentford really had crumbled in this first half. Wait till you hear the halftime whistle, the boos that come out from this ground. You'd expect it, but seriously, 4-0 down after 45 minutes, and it was just going so badly for them. Look at that. That just summed up their afternoon. The goalkeeper, so close to getting the end of it, and can't do it. Halftime whistle goes, as I said, there is the boos that are coming out from the ground. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but then again, how would you feel if your side at home were 4-0 down after the first 30 or so, after the first 40 minutes? Ridiculous. But then we continued on anyway. Second half didn't get much better for Brentford. Acosta again on the ball. Lovely ball inside to Kinsella. Gives it back to him. He finishes it off to make it 5 to Crewe. Brentford were all over the place defensively. I think at this stage they'd just literally given up. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to stop this attacking onslaught from Crewe. And all they were mattered now was to try and give their fans, I guess, a consolation goal. Just to make something out of nothing, basically. Also, there wasn't really a reason why I kind of dropped Cole for this game, Devante Cole. I just thought, you know what, let's play Kinsella and see what he's about, of course. We know about him before. He scored goals for the club already. But we wanted to try him out in this game, and luckily we did. And he ended up being part of a 6-0 killing so far. It's his 9th of the season for Acosta. Right now, Brereton and Acosta between them are the top 2 goal scorers in this competition so far, which is ridiculous. But good play, and what a performance here. However, strictly speaking, when you talk about goal of the game, Phillips picks up the ball, finds Kinsella. Kinsella to Brereton. A lovely, great move. Another fantastic move from us to give us a 6-0 lead in the game. It's Brereton's second of the afternoon as well. Kinsella with yet another assist for this one. And yet, after 6 goals, we somehow didn't even claim goal of the game, because that goes to Brentford. Take a look at this. Although they're losing 6-0, what about that for a strike from their midfielder? With a minute left on the clock, Brentford gave their fans something to shout about. Of course, it's way too late, and they're still not going to be happy. But a great strike nonetheless from the Brentford man, and that is the reason why they are not going to be ending this game off without a goal. We will not get the clean sheet. Hill beaten by a great strike. I have to say, though, I was a bit disappointed in our defenders there, jumping away from the ball, but there's nothing you can do when a strike is of that quality. Phenomenal strike. Brentford getting themselves a consolation. That's all it was going to be, though, because they were 6-1 down with no time left to play at all. Yeah, I don't know where these came from, guys. I honestly don't know where this performance came from. Out of nowhere, we just smashed them. And I'm hoping that's going to be a sign of things to come for the rest of this season. But it wasn't done there, actually, because we still had time left. Acosta finding Phillips. Phillips to Hakeem. Hakeem inside to Kevasic. Brought down in the middle. Such a ridiculous penalty to give away. I felt harsh, but at the same time, he doesn't get anywhere near the ball. Takes the man as well. Kevasic was probably going to score from that one. And that is the reason why we have a spot kick. So Brereton with 2 on the afternoon has his chance at a hat-trick for us. What's he going to do from the spot? He's missed one already in Crew colours when we played against Norwich, but he has also scored one from the spot for us. Goes towards the right-hand side, slots home. It's his hat-trick. It's our 7th of the afternoon, and it's 3 points coming back with us from this game. What can you say? 7-1 victory. I think this might be our biggest victory so far of this career mode. Crazy. And I mean, we're on Legendary here, and it's 7-1. It's ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. In fact, I don't even think, what was our highest victory of the Road to Glory career mode last year? If you guys watched the Road to Glory career mode last year, and you were on the channel last year, let me know, because I can't exactly remember what our biggest victory was with Hartlepool throughout our time in that series. I want to see if it beats this one here with Crew Alexandria, because if it doesn't, that is some performance from the boys here. Our attacking threat is still there. It's still as good as it always will be. It's just our defending we definitely need to try and be consistent defensively. Match facts wise, we had 8 shots on target and we scored 7 of them. Crazy good statistics. And that's something as well that's a bit different with this year's FIFA. You don't create, of course, like ridiculous amounts of chances and not score. Finishing this game is a little bit easier than I would say it has been in the previous years. You know, the low-driven shots, for example, are just as broken as ever. And it's kind of easy to be able to finish them. So as we end today's episode off, we've got one more game to come. It's an Oxford United sim game. That's the side on the left-hand side for you to look at. We do go on to win this one, I do believe, in the end. Ending that little bit of, I guess, the curse of getting draws. Acosta with a first one in this one again, like he seems to be doing all the time. He then picked up a second before we picked up a red card to Eastwood. I think Acosta now, guys, has got something crazy in terms of his record. He's got like 11 goals for the season so far, which is just ridiculous. In fact, straight after that one, we also simmed the game against Aston Villa. I forgot about this one. We also went straight into it and simmed yet another one. This one against Aston Villa. Brereton giving us the lead in this one. And we do go on to win this one as well, so that is decent. I'll show you the league table just before we end today's episode off with, but I want to say a massive thank you for all of your support as always. You guys are incredible for all of the support you show. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss an upload on the channel. We usually upload at 4 PM every single day. If I ever miss a day, I apologize. Of course, working is hard and having 12-hour shifts don't exactly help. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. See you all for the next one in the near future, guys. I'll catch you all next time. Adios.